And welcome back to the locker room. Defeated Brother Prince and the guru himself, Coach Van Pettaway. Coach, I don't have to ask how you doing today, sir, but I will ask, how are you today, sir?
Well, sir, I'm trying to hold it together. It's the way.
You sure hold it together real good, Coach. You hold it together real good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The locker room, evidently, it's flooding in the locker room because we got to wear our pants high today because things are getting deep. Things are getting deep.
Getting deep, Coach? I think I didn't drown just about. Oh, my goodness. I tried, Coach.
You tried. That's the good old college try. So Things are good.
And for those who are trying to figure out what this mumble jumble is, I got beat pretty bad last week. Well, for the season, I guess I might as well say my name is Toby, Coach. My name is Toby.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's go over the results and the grades, and I just have to dust off these bruises and let them heal.
Okay, here we go. We're going to start off with Jackson State at Alabama State. Jackson State did what they had to do to go in there to win the East Division. They beat Alabama State 16-10. I give JSU an A, and I gave them that because they've been the most consistent team in the SWAC this year. T.C. Taylor's got that group going well. And the disappointment for Alabama State, they're going to have to take a D.
With the unsettledness that took place after the game?
Well, that too. That was a black eye on our league, and second week in a row that we've had an incident, and I'm happy that the conference has addressed it with the quickness.
Right, the quickness beyond a shadow of a doubt. Before I step off into that, I'm going to give Jackson an A+. Like you say, they have been, and I'm saying this not in a disrespectful manner, the most surprising, consistent team throughout the entire season. I knew they would be decent, but I didn't think they was going to be this consistent. And they really showed that they were head above everyone else. And I'm going to give a C- to Alabama State. I've just been disappointed. I had them picked wrong this whole season, Coach. I'm glad we don't have put no money on these games. I'd have been broke, man. They just been so inconsistent. And as far as now, here's a concern that I have. Alabama State is scheduled to play Prairie View this week, and both of them come off some disappointing losses, some incidents back-to-back weekends. And I hope they can keep everything in check. Well, they keep fining them $25,000 fines and so on and so forth. Better keep them in check because we ain't got that kind of money. Or you get left where you were. You can fight here if you want to. You have to find your way back to Prairie View. If you're Prairie View, and I guess if you're Montgomery, we'll send you to Prairie View. They're going to figure out something. But it's unfortunate that happened. And we won't even talk about our MEAC brothers. They clown over there.
Yes.
Is it that time of year, Coach?
I don't know. I just think that when you see the chippiness in the game as the game is going on, I think you have to look ahead to the end of the game. And I think this is where the coaches have to take it upon themselves and say, let's just go to the locker room. I think that has to come into play. And I know during my career as a basketball coach, if we ever had anything that happened during a game, there was no handshake from my team because they were going to the locker room because I did not want any post-game fracas to break out.
Right. But then in the same breath, would that not send a message of unsportsmanship to those who might bystanders and whatnot, even though because, traditionally it's always been that, hey, we're going to shake hands, good competitive battle going on. And my theory has been, Coach, you cannot stop people from being irrational, because if they're going to be irrational, they're going to be irrational regardless of what you do. But I can see what you're trying to say as far as trying to prevent it, be ahead of it, forecasting.
Right. Well, see, the sportsmanship will come with the two coaches. The coaching staffs will still come and embrace, in the public eye. But I don't want a fracas in the public eye. And you're absolutely correct. You can't control every aspect of it, but I can try to prevent this from happening in the public. Mm-hmm. If it happens, if our locker rooms are close to each other in the back, that's in the back. It's out of the public eye. So that's the way I've always looked at that. I mean, I'm not saying, excuse me, I'm not saying my way is the right way. That's just the Van Pettaway way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're not. To me, it's a measure. It's not even. You got to gauge what the situation calls for.
Right. Yep.
Because I think we could be over cautious on one end and even under cautious on the other end.
Right.
So it's just a barometer of what's going on at that particular time. But nonetheless, I'm understanding that with the things that have taken place, there won't be any handshakings for the Celebration Bowl, this, that, and the other. So it's an unfortunate thing to happen, but as I said, the games must go on. Right.
And then now back to our picks. Now, this is one of the places where you took a gamble last week. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Southern. Southern won the West with a very convincing 31-9 victory over Arkansas, Pine Bluff. I'm going to give Coach Graves and his Jags an A, and Arkansas, Pine Bluff will take a C-.
I'm giving Coach Graves, my fraternity brother, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving him an A+. Number one, and look, the only reason I picked Pine Bluff, Coach, because I was just trying to make a come up. I knew I was stepping out in the deep end, but I had to do something, Coach. I had to throw a Hail Mary on top of the Hail Mary. And Pine Bluff just, I'm going to give them a C because they are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
then the other game where you tried to get your come up on was Bethune-Cookman at Texas Southern. Texas Southern won that slow creeper 17-14. I'll give Texas Southern an A because they were at home, and Bethune-Cookman will get a C for the travel.
Well, I'm giving Texas Southern a B because they didn't let me down all season. Every time I picked the Rascals, they would tell me, yeah, we got it, Prince, we got it. Then all of a sudden, I'm looking back up in the front row. And I'm going to give Bethune-Cookman. I give Bethune-Cookman a C+ because they did do a good game. They were road warriors this season, Coach. And they're not as bad as their record would indicate, but you got to get out there and finish the game. So I gave them a C.
Right. And then one of the games that where the week prior there was an altercation at the end of the game. Well, I think this game that I'm about to bring up showed you what happens when you don't do things the right way. Mississippi Valley was at Florida A&M, and they had the upset of the year. Mississippi Valley goes in there, and they break a three-year winning streak. They beat Florida A&M 24-21, knowing that Florida A&M had lost a lot of players because of suspensions. But Valley gets the A, and Florida A&M, they get a D because that's D for doing things wrong. They knew better.
The D didn't stand for dandy, Coach.
Yeah. So they get a D from me.
I'm giving Valley an A+ because we've talked about it all season. Well, as long as we've been doing this show, Coach, I've never seen them quit.
Right.
I've never seen them quit, and they show that they are not quitters, even though their record might indicate they're not having success on the field, but they showed that they were not losers. And I gave them an A+. I gave a C- to FAMU, and I started to give them a D, but I gave them an F. I mean, not an F, but a C- because they're a little boisterous, Coach. They can be a little
Yep.
a little arrogant, if you would. And
but they were
you know
brought
what?
to earth, though.
Look, I'm not gonna give them a C. I'm gonna give them a D.
Yep.
I'm gonna give them a D.
Yep.
You know, knocked them down, and they got struck, and they got struck, and they got struck one more time by the devil. And so, look, isn't that something? The devil beat the serpent.
Yep.
So, congratulations to Valley.
Yep. Congratulations to them. And then as we get to our alma maters, I'll start with mine first. They played on Thursday night. Grambling State was at Alabama A&M, and Alabama A&M won that come-from-behind win 22-17. And I'll give the Bulldogs an A. Grambling I'll give them a B because they really fought. They should have won the game.
I gave Grambling actually a B+. It was a very good game, but I gave you guys an A.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it was a very good game. Even though I'm going to record, I got to get some kind of justification. I did pick the Bulldogs to win.
Oh, yeah, we did. We both did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We both picked.
Oh, that was the week
Bulldogs.
before. Yeah, that was
correct,
the week before. You were going to get some more. Okay. I thought I was going to get me a come up. Oh,
no come up. No come up. no come up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then your alma mater, Alcorn State, Prairie View. Alcorn State won that game 26-13. We both picked PV, and PV let us down, so we'll give Alcorn an A, and I'm going to give your Panthers a C.
I'm giving them a C-, Coach. And the reason I'm giving so many blown opportunities in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. And there's no saying the same thing to make you laugh, make you cry. We had a punt return for a touchdown. And late in the game, when it was really close for one score, the same young man went to retrieve a punt and didn't get out of the way. The ball bounced off of him. Alcorn recovers and scores to create more separation. And that was that. I'm going to give Alcorn an A because Alcorn, for whatever reason, seems to have Prairie View's number when they come to Texas.
Wow.
And I can't get over that, Coach. And a good game nonetheless, but it was disappointing. And now Prairie View got to come in here, you know, when I say fighting, not literally fighting, but figuratively fighting to salvage a non-losing season this weekend against Alabama State.
Right. And speaking of Alabama State, we'll get to this week's picks. And we got some tough games here now. We're going to stay in Texas Southern is at Arkansas Pine Bluff. How do you see that, sir?
Well, Coach, I ain't got nothing to lose. I might as well go with Texas Southern.
All right. I honestly believe I'm with you. I think Texas Southern is playing better than Pine Bluff, so I'm going with Texas Southern as well. All right, the Florida Classic, Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman.
Like I said, I ain't got nothing to lose, Coach. I'll take Bethune-Cookman.
All righty. You going with the Cook. So I'm going to go with Florida FAMU, so we'll be different on that one. All right. The game that everybody's been waiting for, the Soul Bowl. Jackson State at Alcorn.
Give me Jackson State, sir.
All day. They have proven that they are what they are. They are a very good football team, yes. All right, now to our alma maters. We'll start with yours, PV at Alabama State.
I got to go with my school. Give me PVU, sir.
Okay, I'm going to give you PV, and I'm going to take Bama State because they're fighting for a winning season. All right, now, my alma mater. Alabama A&M's at Mississippi Valley.
I'm taking the Delta Devils.
All right, that's good. This is okay. And I'm taking my Bulldogs. So wow, now this is the most we've only agreed on 2 games.
Okay.
We've only agreed on 2 games.
I ain't got nothing to lose, Coach.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, even if all mine are right, I'm gonna still come out on top, smelling like a rose. But at least you can close the gap. You can close the gap.
And then you'll take the heel the prominence for real this season, right? Take the real heel. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're the original heel. We're the perfected heel.
There you go. Now on the basketball side, first on the MEAC side, we both won. We had South Carolina State winning against Morgan State, and they went up there and beat the brakes off of Morgan State 54-7, and that clinched the title for South Carolina State. So the SWAC already knows their opponent for the Celebration Bowl, and South Carolina State has one more game this week. They play host to Norfolk State, and I would imagine that South Carolina State will. They don't have to hold back because they got 2 weeks to prepare for that game, whereas the SWAC winner is only going to have a normal week of preparation.
Right, well, especially because, they moved the date of the Celebration Bowl, and then we have the championship game. Now, we've stated earlier, the way back yonder's way, that this was a slight advantage, at least in my opinion, for the MEAC team. But with the teams that'll be sized up to play, who do you think matches up better against South Carolina State, Jackson or Southern?
Jackson. I think it's Jackson. Southern's just been too inconsistent. They don't have quarterback play. And when you look at it, they don't score points. And I think you got to score points to beat South Carolina State.
Okay. Well, we'll see. They say we got to get through that first, right?
There we go.
This is I'm going to say, a game that's going to matter with the final game of the SWAC, but they're going to really be getting together. And then the advantage that South Carolina Central is going to have, they'll get to get that in-depth footage from all these games leading up. Then they'll have time to add a couple of new wrinkles in their preparation. That's the slight disadvantage, but we'll overcome it sooner or later.
Right, and then here's the other thing too, that health-wise, they get to get people back.
Yes.
They'll get people to be closer to 100% because you got the 2 weeks off. Their bodies will have a chance to adjust and heal some. So that's all going their way. Well, Dr. Prince, in men and women's basketball, there are no upsets so far this year. Our men and our women teams are playing these guarantee games, and some of these scores aren't even close. So we don't have much to brag about this year. The only thing that we got, Bethune-Cookman was able to beat South Carolina State on the men's side. So that's FCS against FCS. But we don't have the surprises that we had last year.
Well, we might not have any surprises on the hardwood, even in our conference. But there has been a late development that I think is going to be slightly significant and important, especially to NBA and NCAA basketball fans.
Oh, yeah.
This week, Warner Brother, which is over the TBS TNT deal, came to an agreement with ESPN to allow the inside the NBA to stay in function with the full acclaimed staff, but they will be on the ESPN platform. But however, in trade, the ESPN group has allowed Big 12 football and basketball content to be shared on TBS TNT, which is going to be increased inventory for the Warner people, and Spread and ESPN still keeping their finger in the pie. They're giving them intellectual property license for an extended of 11 years. So it seems like to be a win-win for all parties involved.
Right. I think that I just like the fact that they're going to keep the inside the NBA together, because I think that's a show that can stand on its own. And as long as they are together, I think it just helps basketball as a whole. And my hat's off to them for, coming up with these negotiations. And I was late to the party because I was not aware that this had taken place. But I think it's good. I'm like you. It's good for basketball.
Yes, sir. It's good. And before we summarize everything for the day, Coach, did you get a chance to catch that Netflix event between Paul and Tyson?
Well, after a friend of mine called to remind me to watch it, I did so, and I was like, some of the however many millions they say watched it, where my TV froze, and I'm throwing stuff at it, but I watched it. I did not see, and see, I said last week, Father Time is undefeated, and Mike Tyson is 58 years old, and he looked like a 58-year-old man in that ring.
Yes, sir.
To go 8 rounds and only make contact 18 times, that was a travesty to the game of boxing. That was not a good event. I was hoping, and I'm still praying, that this man does not have brain damage or anything like that. And I want to thank Paul for taking it easy on Tyson, because he could have annihilated him, but he said in his heart he could not do that. And I was happy for that. I was happy to see that, because I still have flashbacks of when I watched Larry Holmes against Muhammad Ali.
Uh-huh.
And I still think that fight had a lot to do with Muhammad Ali's condition later on in life.
Well, I'm gonna give a slight twist, Coach, a slight twist.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 rounds, I witnessed that Tyson really could have did more damage. First 2 rounds. After that, it was like, let me just survive. In the post-game or the post-fight interview, Paul said something that resonated with me. He said, Mike has always been in my corner. He's been supporting me for years. Which let me say, man, was this a fix? Where they both got paid, because reportedly that Tyson got $20 million,
right,
and Paul got $40 million. Okay, I could see, because there's no way on this green side of earth that a 58-year-old man should be in any type of combat with a 27-year-old.
Right,
right. But because of the name recognition and then the marketing expertise that Paul has displayed, he hand selects his fights, and he said, hey man, let's market this thing and let's both of us get paid. He said, I'm not going to hurt you, you're not going to hurt me. Let's put on a little exhibition for the people. Let's walk out of here with our heads held up. Because when you look at it, 58 and the senior groups say, hey, Tyson did good for a 58-year-old. He didn't get knocked out. He still kept his dignity and walked out the ring. Even though they showed his backside at the end of the fight that everybody is talking about right now. And you got to admit, he was in pretty good shape as far as a 58 or anybody over 50. As far as, he'd whoop any 50-year-old tail today. I don't care what happens, but I think it was just a little bit of gamesmanship,
Right.
But it is what it is. It was good entertainment for a Friday night, and it kind of passed some time away. But you don't need to do it again.
Well, I agree with that, and I still think that Mike Tyson, even if I think he tried his best, I don't think he could have beat that young guy. I think the youth, because Mike put some, in that first couple of rounds, he actually hit Paul, and Paul didn't move. He didn't wince. I just think that over time, you're going to lose some of that power. You're going to lose some of that
Well,
steam.
no doubt. But I think they should have, I know they did some modifications. They went 2-minute rounds.
2-minute rounds,
But they should have made it a small ring, almost like a telephone booth, and only go 3 rounds. and see what Tyson could have done then. Go back to the amateur style.
Right, but I'm just happy that for now we know of he's not injured, and I think that's the big thing out of this.
Right,
he did not sustain any damage. So
Well, he's not injured, but I am, Coach.
Oh, yeah, I know. Because you thought that old man's strength was going to come through and hurt that little youngster. But Father Time is still undefeated.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And it won't change no time soon.
At all.
Well, Coach, as I'm licking my wounds, I don't have $20 million, but I'm licking my wounds, and I will bow down to the guru for this season, sir.
There you go.
And say thank you. And I want to give you some closing thoughts and comments as we wrap this segment up, sir.
Well, Doc, this has been a great year. Even though we got one more week of the Turkey Day Classic, then of course we got the big battle down in New Orleans. This has been an outstanding season, and I'm happy that we're doing this. And I'm happy. I'm even happier that the trophy is coming to Huntsville. So that is really
about time. It's about time, Coach.
Yes,
it's about time.
Yes, it is. But this has been great. Watching these teams play and keeping up with them and charting their progress. And I just want to encourage you to continue doing what you're doing, sir. This is fantastic, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Well, we're happy to have you part of it, sir. And as they say, we shall rise again. It's going to be a long time coming, but we gotta go back and regroup and come with some strategies and thinking and some more scoping of these teams, get some insights that we can and stay ahead of the game. But it's always fun. It's educational, entertaining, and all of the above, just for spreading our love for our beloved Southwestern Athletic Conference. And thanking you so much. We're looking forward to seeing what the hardwood is going to bring to us. Fundraising season is just about concluded.
Yep.
And then they'll start counting. Man, we're coming toward the end of the semester, Coach. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Time has flown by.
Yes, sir. So with that being said, sir, we know that you got basketball games ahead of you, and I want you to go out there and do what you do and love, what you're doing, and therefore it's never seemed like work. And stay, as they say, stay out of the way and stay out the cookie jar.
There you go.
He is the guru, Coach Van Pettaway. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Reminding you that you can follow me on Twitter X at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Visit our website at obnradio.com for our 24-hour streaming content. My time has come where I must exit stage left. So until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.